Thanks for joining me on this channel where we discuss everything about living in Spain as expats. On the last video, we had shown you what it costs for us to eat grocery store prices weekly. And I'll leave that link to the video here so you can check it out if you want, where you get an idea of how much we spend on a weekly basis for our groceries. Now, as part of the series, I'm going to go through home insurance, health insurance, and a little bit of everything that makes part of living in Spain so exciting and ordinary at the same time, because everybody around the world shares the same bills. Anyway, this one is going to be about our auto insurance and how it compares to how much we were paying in the US. Now, it's kind of cool because it's comparing apples to apples, because it was a used car that we were insuring back in Houston before we left. And even though the car was a beast, I just absolutely loved it, but it was also about a 10-year-old car, which is the same age, almost. Maybe this one is a little bit older, the one we have here. Now, in Houston, before we left, and in Los Angeles, it was even higher. But in Houston, our yearly payment for the insurance was $1,020. That's what we were paying, because we had a bundle. We had our car insurance, our home insurance, and life insurance, everything. So we're getting some sort of discount. But it still came to $1,020 every year. And I said the car was 10 years old. It was an old BMW, but still, you know, for that high price with all the discounts, it was still pricey. When we first moved to Spain, we were kind of a little bit anxious, thinking that it was going to be super expensive to insure the car. And I can tell you that it was not. Our insurance on a yearly basis right now for 2020 is 261 euros. Now, when we first insured the car, it was 253. So it's actually gone up, what, $7, $8, sorry, $8 in such a little amount of time, which is just amazing when you think about it. There's no way that could have happened in the US. So the 261 is like the Cadillac of insurances. It covers everything, right down to windshield screen being broken, like they'll replace everything. We thought the lady was just kidding us when she said it was for the year. We made her repeat it like several times just to be sure. So it's not expensive at all to insure a car. Now you're thinking to yourself, should you bring your car from the US? The answer is no. And you ask me why? Because it's really expensive to ship a car over here. And not only that, there is a lot of specific things you have to do, like you would have to switch the car over to EU specifications. So basically, you know, you have to take it in and have it looked at and change things that do not comply with their way, even if it's the same brand. So it's not worth it. Used cars are very expensive in Spain, so it's almost worth buying a new cheaper car, and using that. Now, we have the car and we've had it for several years, and it's not worth getting one really, because it's really cheap to rent cars, very cheap. Some of them are 6 to 8 euros a day. And so living in the city like we do in Valencia, where everything is walkable and we use the bike scheme, we don't really use the car a lot. But at the cost of the insurance, I mean really, at 261 euros a year to insure it, we don't mind keeping it, and we have no reason to sell it. Plus, it's also good for moving long distances, which we've used it for. So you ask yourself, I'm sure, can you drive with your license in Spain? And the answer is sometimes. When you first move to Spain, you can use your American license along with an international driver's license. So before you leave, you should ask AAA and pay the $15 or whatever it is to get the international driver's license. So with your license and the international one, you can drive. It's only good for 6 months, however. You must switch over to the Spanish license if you want to keep on driving. Now, I don't have a Spanish license because it's very expensive to get. It's almost 500 euros to take the classes and take the test. And you have no choice. You cannot just exchange your license. No, you must do the Spanish course and then take the license in Spanish. So a lot of people don't do it, and there's no reason to, because, like I said, in Valencia especially, the city is walkable, and we rarely use the car as it stands right now. What else can I tell you about the insurance? That's pretty much it. So you see, insurance is not something to be afraid of if you move over to Spain. You can get insurances pretty easily, and there's several companies such as Linea Direct, Seguro, there's a whole bunch of them. And one of the popular websites is called Rasteria. I'll find the name and I'll put it on there. But the logo is this big basset hound dog, and you can just go on there and compare insurance companies, and it's just very reasonable. So that's all I have for you today. Now, the next video I will talk about health insurance costs and how it compares to back in the US, and there is quite a big difference in that one. So make sure you make sure you come back and watch that video. Anyway, I'd like to remind you, please do subscribe to the channel if you like the information, and let us know if there's anything that you want us to cover about living in Spain that I don't know or I haven't touched on, or you would like me to touch up on. Thank you. Bye.